Howdy, howdy, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Between Two Wolves. We're here in a very special Overworld episode of our R3 Overworld episode with one of our builders, Tatsu. Tatsu, how you doing today?
Doing great. Just being here to answer some questions and go through what I've been working on.
Very good. I'm super excited. This is sort of my first time seeing it. I'm very unspoiled on R3, so this is a treat for me too. Would you like to tell us what this is?
Yes, so this is a very special city in Region 3. We're not going to show any major parts of it. We're just going to go through some outskirts here around the coastline because we want players to experience the city by themselves for the very first time, because we think that's something really important. Like when you go into Haven or Mistport for the very first time, I think that the main Region 3, as this is something that should be experienced as firsthand by players going in through the main gates. But here we're just going to go around some of it so we can see how Region 3 does their cities.
Sounds good. And this is all fully in the region, right? Like I've turned down my render distance so you can't see quite everything around it. This isn't separated like Nover's POI.
Yeah, so this is pretty much on the very place it's supposed to be. We've turned the render distance quite low, so we don't leak anything of we don't see any of the layout. But yeah, I just wanted to show a bit of it, and it's pretty much set. There's a bit of finishing touches to be done, but basically it's pretty much set.
Exciting. Please lead on.
Yeah, so here we have, this is one of the parts of town that's the most, let's say it's in a corner, so it's very far away from everything. We have this here and some more. Yep, I actually found something like this in a video and I just took it and did my part of it. But yeah, we'll just go a bit through it through here, and we can just go around and talking.
Yeah, absolutely. So tell us what you do on the team.
So basically, and not basically, just in full, I'm a builder. I do not have any much more skills at the moment. I'd like to learn maybe some quest developing and some more terrain design, but as for now, I just do building. And yeah, basically putting blocks together.
We'll get to see a little bit of that later. Watch your process. That's awesome. When did you start the game, and when did you join as a dev, roughly?
So, if memory serves me right, and I think I'm quite set on this, I joined Monumenta on April 2022. No, not 2022.
No, it was.
Oh yeah. Not that early. Yeah, I joined when I think when Purple had been released for 2 weeks or something. I think Purple was the very last thing to be released when I joined. So cool. Yeah, you can just figure from that.
How long did you play before you applied as a builder?
Oh, that's a tricky one. I think I played for sure maybe until the very end of. I mean, I have the messages I sent you. I could just look it up now.
True.
Yeah. So
that's
it
good.
says here. Wait, it's an opposite here. So I'm sorry about that. So about this, but I'm European, so I don't know if.
It sounded like I'm sorry about being European.
Yeah, I mean
That's
you're
funny.
missing
That's
context
funny.
right now. You're missing the context.
Yeah.
You understand now. So right. So in the USA you do you do the month first, and then you do the day of the month, and then you do the year, right? So I don't know. So here in Europe, we actually do the opposite. We do first the day, then the month, and finally the year.
Yeah,
and
it makes
in your
sense.
messages here, I have 10/4/2021 as when I was promoted to an intern, and I'm not sure if that, because I think Discord is American. It's American, I think. I'm not sure if it's on your day
Gotcha.
something or on mine, so
Let
I
me
can't
let me
really
check.
tell. Like,
Confirm
yeah.
Discord does use the American structure even for Europeans. So yeah, October 4th of
Oh,
2020. Nice.
yeah. So I played it for like April. I'm not gonna lie, I really liked the server, so I rushed it. And but I went to, like, I was in Magenta and I was like, I want to help out in this. I didn't
Nice.
think to help as a builder just then, because I think that first I applied as mod, because I wanted to help with oh, you phone. So I didn't want. I wanted rather to play the game than make it at the time. And yeah, I knew I wanted to help on the server pretty much as soon as I joined, but I didn't end up making the step forward until later on October. I think you said. After I cleared pretty much, I think I went up to purple. I think that at that time some more content was released, and I joined right around the time.
Very good. How'd you first hear about Monumenta? Or find it?
So, this is a funny question. Like, I'm from Spain, right? And we have like this quite famous YouTuber here. Like, it's called El Rich.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. Really famous CTM player, and I used to watch him a lot. Not as much nowadays, but yeah. And he was playing, I think, Ragecraft 3, and I had to watch that. Oh, we're going in circles, I think. Yeah, we'll just go up here a bit. So I was watching a video he made, and basically I rewatched it after some time, and pretty much I just wanted to know what Eliseo did after Ragecraft 3.
Mm.
And I found a post on some website, I think it was maybe Reddit, that said that he had been working on a server called Monumenta. So I said, well, let's check it out, and yeah, pretty much that's how I came upon the server.
Very nice. Had you played other CTMs before, or did you just watch Elrich?
I'd say that I'm much more of watching gameplays person. I didn't really play many. I mean, of course, when I saw some of his videos, I just wanted to. Oh, well, by the way, this is one of the things that's going to be
Cute.
on Region 3. When you see an Emerald block, prepare to be launched upwards. So yeah, about that question, I pretty much played some of it. I think I played some. Some Ragecraft maybe. The last thing I played was Simulation Protocol 3, which, by the way, I loved a lot. So yeah, that's pretty much my experience.
Very good. How'd you come up with your username?
So, this is a really funny story. My username actually came from, like the. So it's pretty much a combination of two things, right? We are going to fly here because if we want to go through the other part of town, we would just have to go up there, and we don't go to shows. We don't want to show too much, so we'll just go like here, so we can blend here. So my name is pretty much a combination of two things that happen. First of all, I don't know if you are much into anime, but do you know One Punch Man?
Oh yeah, Tatsumaki.
So, yeah.
Nice.
So my microphone, the microphone I'm speaking right now, is let's just say that it went through quite some stages of life, right? Like my microphone, it's alive, and it went through childhood, teenage years, and now it's more on a mature state. But yeah, my microphone has pretty much been bipolar. So sometimes you just hear it quite well, and then it just go pretty crazy, right? So sometimes my microphone like would just be chilling here, and then it like wind current will just come through my window or something, and all friends with me in the Discord channel will be like, "Oh, here comes a storm," right? No pun intended, but yeah.
That's great.
So, like in One Punch Man, you have like this girl that's that's called Tatsumaki. Like it's, I think it's tornado or something. Some wind hazard related name, and pretty much as wind came from my microphone, we just took that.
That's good. That's good.
And then so this is the first part of it, and also since my friends and I had a server. So every once in a while we change names, like something happens and we just go, like the first thing it was like some friend of mine said for no reason started spamming on text chat glue glue, like when you're underwater, and everyone just changed their name to glue glue something. So it's really dumb. It's absolutely dumb, but we're like that. So we changed all our names to bots of Discord to annoy other people who came into our friend group sometimes. And I just took the Discord bot that's called Tatsumaki, you know?
Yeah, I remember when you first applied as a mod, we had to ask you to change it because we're like, people think you're a bot and not a person.
Yeah, so now I have the profile picture of Godot from Ace Attorney, but I used to have a picture from the Tatsu bot, right? So took a few players, but I ended up pretty much liking it, so I just stuck with it. And yeah, pretty much a combination of both things. And if you want to know about the number 43, it's my lucky number. And not because it has any lucky purposes or meaning. It's just because I think it's quite in my head. Like when someone says a random number, I'll just say 43 if I'm not thinking every single time for no reason. We can go up there. Nice.
Is it functioning? Cool.
Yeah, it does. As long as you don't go through the door, it should be fine. So this is a work in progress. Maybe should I call? Yep. So that's
I love
pretty
the
much
down effect, the purple dripping. That's a cool contrast.
Really, really cool. Napsin made it. I love it. Let's go down here, and you can ask more things. Oh, I think you lost me. Are you inside the tunnel?
What is what are some things that you've made that are already in game? What can people play that's by you right now?
So mainly two things that are in game that I've made. Like I've been pretty invested in Region 3 right now, so I don't have many work, and I haven't done many work on other regions. By the way, where are you? I can't see you.
I went back down. Sorry. Are you at the top?
Yeah, I'll just TP to you. No, that's fine. You're still here in the elevator.
Okay, I'll follow you.
Yeah, let's go down. Yeah. So, since I've been working on Region 3 so much, and regions, I have some work on other regions, but not as much. Pretty much, I have some work on Region 1, but only on the tutorial. Like the last room of the tutorial, I made with some help, but it was pretty much my design. And I also made the major thing I made that's available now. It's Conscriptorium, like pretty much all of it.
Nice.
Yeah. So if players hate Conscriptorium, I guess you can take it on me. I think I made some mistakes on making Conscriptorium. I mean, I think it's really nice looking, but I think it's missing some gameplay depth, since some rooms are a bit too crowded, too small for it. But yeah, I think on Region 3, on what I'm working on, I've learned from my errors, and I should try to do much well.
Sounds good. Of the things that are in game already, which is your favorite and your least favorite?
Of in game here, should we start on the building thing? I said we can just do some building now as I answer this.
Yeah, absolutely. If you want to TP me to you, and I'll just watch your process as we.
Yeah. So I'm actually quite on a schedule here, so I'm just going to do some building. So all the developers don't kill me for not finishing my town.
Y'all see, viewers, we're very dedicated. The builders have schedules. We don't even pay them.
And since I don't know many commands, I'll just drink a night vision potion. I'm old school, you see. Yeah. So you asked about my favorite piece of content and my least favorite piece of content, right?
Mm-hmm. That's in game already that you've made. Like in general, you can talk about
that I made.
Yeah. What are you most proud of and least proud of?
I mean, as for now, as I said, I haven't done much that is released right now, but I'd say that pretty much I'm the most proud about that last part of tutorial. Like, there's a sand trap I made. It's like a very small thing, but I think it came out really nicely. And I'm really proud of Conscriptorium too, since it's a much bigger project. But as I said, I think I would have to say that it's my biggest regret, since there's so much that I think that now I would make like a lot better. You know, I think I made some mistakes that I don't think it makes the thing unenjoyable. But I think I have learned much. I mean, as a dev, I have been through much learning, and I think what I can build now in Region 3 is pretty better, I say, that what I have built already. But yeah, that's my biggest regret. I wouldn't say it's my least piece of content because of looks, because I think it looks really nice, but mostly because of the gameplay thing I told you.
Very good. What's your favorite and your least favorite thing in general on Monumenta to play?
So, actually, I think I like playing. I mean, right now I'm not going through many Monumenta play server. I've been focusing pretty much all in developing. So what I can tell you about what I like, what I don't really like as much, you have to understand that's going to be of my experience when I used to play Monumenta a lot more, right?
Sure, I understand.
So, having said that, I'd say that my favorite part of it, I'd say that's the last dungeons that have been released. I think that Teal and Thorium and everything from that point forward. Also Purple, I love Purple a lot. So I'd say that these dungeons are really, really nice, and I like them a lot. I like playing dungeons mostly, so I haven't played much of any strikes or any bosses at all. I mean, I have done Call, I have done Horseman, but I haven't done much Eldrest. I played Eldrest when it was released, and I died so many times that I quite honestly rage quit. I'm not hiding myself. And pretty much, I mean, if I had played enough, probably I wouldn't die now, and it would be pretty much doable. But yeah, I'd say that I do not really enjoy as much pieces of content that you really require other players to join on you, or you'd be dying.
Sure.
Like strikes on and bosses. I just like to chill and do my stuff and go through my content on my own right. So I enjoyed that. Like, I put some music on the background and I just go around chilling and playing.
I completely get you. Oh yeah. If you could change anything about Monumenta just on your own, if you were the dictator of the server and it could just happen, snap your fingers, what would you change?
What would I change now, right? So that's a tough thing. I'm not sure, because as I said, I'm just a humble builder here. I'm not much into anything more else that is not block placing, block breaking. So I'm not really sure. I don't know, but probably I'd say this is the big take probably. But I'm a bit scared of when Monumenta is going to come to an actual end of content, right? So like the reasonable way for Monumenta to go is like when the black wall is going to be the last wall, and then probably we'll just put some next dungeons after that probably, so we can just make someone endgame, right? But I'd like it to be like not so close on the fact that Region 3 is going to be the last part of the content, and just extend it as much as with developers and players. So just not restrict ourselves with the current CTM rules that it's just until the black wall, and so we can do more of it our way and not just chain ourselves into something that we may not want to do, you know?
Sure.
So that's probably what I would do. I would just put some shackles in developers and just say, you have to make more Monumenta, don't stop now.
That's funny. We might have some issues pulling that off, but that is a good answer. Who is your favorite other team member to deal with? Nice head.
So I'd say that, like, I have like 64 of these heads because I take them from shulkers. And then when I just I tab and I just send them in my inventory with shift. 63 going into my inventory, but Minecraft decided that one must go into my head. So it just ends like that, and it's really annoying. Like, I think I had one piece of Havel at the start. Well, I must say that was deliberate, but yeah, it happens a lot. So it's a bit annoying, you know. Yep. So my I can't stop it. Okay. So my favorite team members, I'd say that I really like. Okay, so since I'm a builder, I mostly hang out with builders, I'd say. So I've been working with panders on some. Well, should we cut this? Yeah. So pretty much, I'd say that my. So since I'm a builder, I usually hang out more with builders. So I'd say that pretty much it's with them that I tend to be around more. So that's probably a bit of a bias. But yeah, pretty much I've been working with funders on some content upcoming Region 3. And we've been doing a lot of hard work, and it's looking awesome. And I think players will absolutely love it. So I'm really comfortable around him, and I think it's really nice working with him. I also really like working with Kat on Conscriptorium. I've also worked with Fangride for the forum a bit, and it was really nice as well. And sometimes I'll also call. Wait, I just got a sip. And I also like working with Rail and Nepson. So when sometimes that they come help me out on some buildings, and I come help out in theirs. And yeah, so pretty much I'd say I'm more comfortable with builders, and it's the ones I work with the best.
Very good. That's a lot of people. I'm glad. I'm glad to hear. That's nice to hear. Do you have any thoughts on the upcoming releases, like the Deep Dark?
So I don't have any special takes. So I think this is a flaw, but I pretty much tend to not put myself much into actually. What I'm trying to say is that I should pay more attention on the other content that's released that I'm not pretty much involved on, because I tend to focus a lot on my projects, and I do not really take much notice of other stuff made. So I probably should offer more help and tell people if they need anything else. But I do not really have anything to say to that except that I really like when some new content is released, how players approach it.
Well said. Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Are you addicted?
Why? So this is the thing. Are you a coffee person?
Oh yeah. Oh gosh, yeah.
So if you knew how much coffee I take, you would definitely say that I'm not addicted to coffee, right? But if some other person that's not addicted to coffee and drinks that stuff called tea, they probably will see me and say like, you're totally addicted to coffee, right? But
Sure,
I do not
sure.
drink that much coffee. Like, I just usually take coffee like maybe after lunch, and sometimes if it's the weekend and I'm working on something, I will just drink another coffee. I do not tend to go over 3 coffees. I have like this fitness friend that tells me that coffee is good, but do not drink more than 3. So I try to respect that. Not that it will keep me from drinking more coffee, but I don't know. I'm just going to say that because I don't feel like more coffee. I'm just following his lead, you know.
Very nice. What's something you regret regarding Monumenta? It could be something that you wish you could undo, or something that you've never gotten to do or build.
So, what I regret the most, I think, is not being involved in as many projects as I think I would be. Like I tend to focus, as I said, I tend to focus myself too much in the projects I make. So I started working in this town, and I haven't done anything much more than these towns, right? So if a developer says that they would like some help or assistance in, like, let's say that Depths is being made yet, right? Let's say that Depths is not finished yet, and some devs are asking for some help to help finish it. So I probably wouldn't just offer my help because I'm working on something else. But I think that if I went with them and hang out with them and just helped a bit, it would be better because I would be doing some teamwork. And it wouldn't take as much of my time because we are doing a teamwork, and it doesn't have to be 100% me. It's not going to be as time consuming, you know?
Sure.
So that's probably my biggest regret. I wish I had pulled myself into more projects before. But oh well, I think that's an easy solvable regret. We just get into more. By the way, did you see the horse here?
I can hear it. Oh.
Yeah, so this is a funny story, right? Oh well, this window is a bit tricky. So if you come here, second, this horse has been stuck here since I started the city. It just went through the water here, and it just became stuck here permanently.
Well, okay. What's his name?
Oh, he doesn't have a name, but regarding horses here on town, I must say that we have a couple of Easter eggs regarding horses. I think players will have fun with them, because I don't know why, but this town seems to be like proliferant to horses, I'd say is the word. So horses love the town. I wish players like it just as much as horses do.
That should be the tagline for this town.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can say the name, but yeah. I hope
Yeah,
players like as much as horses.
Yeah, you can say the town name is Horsetown.
Yeah, sure.
It's
This is Horsetown. That's what it is. That's very good. Was there ever a time that you've felt like giving up on a particular project entirely?
Yeah, right. So I think this speaks a lot of me as a builder, but like I don't know if you've seen. I mean, you've gone through Nover in an interview, and when he was making, I used to take a look at the progress, and so so this speaks to me about as a builder of me, I think, but I pretty much tend to feel a bit helpless when I start a project. Like, I think I have a pretty hard time to take off, right? And whenever I think I felt this on every single project I've made. I feel really I don't know. It's just a bad feeling of not ending up with the project being as cool as I'd like it to be. So pretty much all the projects I've made, this town included, and other things on Region 2 I'm working on. When I first started, and it's not there's not the structure set yet. I used to have like a lot of thoughts like I shouldn't even be doing this. It's not going to be up to the Monumenta standard. So it happens pretty much with everything I made, which is not sane, I guess, but Oh well, when I start doing more of it, it pretty much goes away as soon as I look at something and I say, "Oh, this is coming up nicely," and then I'm just fine.
Yeah, for what it's worth, what I've seen of this town has been amazing. You should be proud of it.
Thanks. Yep.
When you first started building, I guess you just kind of answered this. Was it overwhelming, the pressure to be perfect? Were you scared of it anyway?
I'm building on the team because I really like building. Like, there's like a certain pleasure in placing blocks together. I mean, as weird as that sounds, it's just placing something and making it beautiful. It just really appeals to me. But if I'd say like, you asked if it was a bit overwhelming or something, right?
Yeah, to develop specifically on the team.
Yeah, so I think that I think it's not as much now. But when I first started with Monumenta, I felt a lot like I wouldn't be able to meet the standard, right? Like we have monstrously good-looking things. Like you can see, like purple is probably one of the most beautiful things that has been ever released in Monumenta. Teal as well, and Thorium is also incredibly good. So there's like these pieces of content, especially being released now with Region 3. Players can't imagine what's going to be showed there. So like there's so many things that are so good looking that inevitably I'll just feel like I'll just not meet the standard, right? And it's not as severe, I'd say now, since a lot of devs have said like how much how good it looks, and I just don't feel like I'm doing a bad job anymore. But sometimes I'll just feel like I'm not up to standard, and it becomes a bit of stretch, I'd say.
I gotcha. Do you still feel that way at all, or was that left behind?
I think it's something that will always stay with me.
Oh.
But I think it can be reduced by a heavy lot, right? Like, I always will worry about not making it as pretty as possible, but I think that when I finish a project, it pretty much goes away, and I'm just proud me, you know.
Good.
So
Good.
I don't think that's something bad, because of course I'll feel a bit annoyed that it's not coming out specifically as I wanted. But then this is again what will push me to make my buildings better, you know.
For sure.
Because I get mad at myself for not doing something as good as I do. Instead of being a bit depressed about it, I'll just do it more, put it more work, and see some videos and watch other builders and take over. Yeah.
Yeah, let's talk more about your motivation there. Like, what drives you to finish a project, since no one's paying you and there's, we can't fire you, really?
I mean...
What keeps you motivated?
So it's pretty much well, I mean, I really like when players play the content I made. I think it's one of the most rewarding things in this developing scheme. But I'd say that I really actually just enjoy making putting blocks together, as I said, right? So when I just play some blocks and I make something beautiful, it just really stays with me and I enjoy it. And it's really soothing, really. It's really calm. It really helps me, like coming after some hard day at college or after some work day, and I'll just want to be here, chill, and play some blocks together. It's just really soothing, really. I really like it a lot. So it's pretty much something about me entirely, which is doing it for the beauty of it, and because it helps me being at peace, I guess you could say. But also because I really like players when they play a content, and I think it's also the feeling or making something together, like like the satisfaction when you finish a college project due, or some work that you really want to put off your back or something. Like when you finish a project, it's just a really, really good sensation.
Absolutely.
I think that's one thing that's keeping me moving a lot.
Sounds good. Do you have a favorite bit of drama that's happened in Monumenta?
I mean, I saw not long ago a Rails video, and I think I agree pretty much with them. I think I'm not much of a drama person. I tend to say myself, um, like I do not engage in any type of drama at all. I'm quite a peaceful person. I do not say that only. So there's like I'm not saying that you have to be a type of person to engage in drama, right? Sometimes drama just finds you, right?
Sure.
But I just say that I'm a prototype of person that will not really get mad at anyone because I'll try to avoid it because I do not have a really good time going through it. So I'd say that the piece of drama with the Aurelius and the purposely obtuse or something like that, I think it was was quite the drama. I think
Yeah.
it was probably the only drama I have realized. But I think I pretty much have a better time when there's no drama involved.
Yeah, sure. I think that's the case for most of us. Do you have any cool scars?
I have a ton of scars. Like
wow.
7.
Oh, do tell.
Yeah. So I have. I think I have a couple on both my knees. Because as a kid, I used to fall as often as I drank water, more or less. Like I fell a lot. I didn't. And when I fall, I didn't fall into cool stone. I fell into concrete, or I fell into probably the piece of earth that had the most spiky stones on it. You see, I'm really just a lucky person. So yeah, I have my knees are pretty much are built for battle, let's say. And also, I have like one on my elbow. I don't know how that came there. I just pretty much realized it was there one day, and I was like, "Hey, how did that reach get there?" I have some of that built, and I have one on my forehead. It's not. I think you can see it now because it's pretty much up my hair roots. But when I so yeah, I'd say the 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 thing pretty much comes down to I fell as a kid into a table head on, and I just hit the corner of the table spot on.
Yeah.
And, like almost all of my forehead ended up with a cut, and I just was rushed to the hospital and got some stitches.
Sounds about right.
That's one thing. And I have another on my it's just below my right how do I say it? So sorry again for being Spanish, but I can't remember the word.
No, it's good. You speak English way better than I do Spanish.
How do you call the thing that's up on top of your eye?
Eyebrow.
Yeah, I mean it's easy as fuck to say, but yeah, I have one there because this is the most funniest story of a scar I have. I had an exam that day, right? And since I'm a professional procrastinator, I hadn't studied much, and I just pretty much chilled until the very couple last days of the exam, right? So pretty much I was like there being me, going straight to my death, and then pretty much I was reading the papers I had for the exam, and I hit a pole head on, and I don't know how I hit that pole.
Ouch.
That it scratched my my eyebrow, and it started bleeding a lot. Like I don't know. I swear to you, it was like headbutting a tree, but not headbutting it. Just the tree hit me, but it was this ball here, and it wasn't like a cutting hit. It was more like blunt damage, you know. So I don't know how that thing would end up with a cut. But oh well, it ended up as a cut, and I have like that on my eyebrow that I think is the it's the scar you can see the most on me.
Very cool. What was your favorite thing to study in school? Or is?
My favorite subject, I mean.
Yeah, your favorite subject.
So, this is a hard one, because my school life has been pretty much a roller coaster. I like some things, and then I didn't like some things, and then I like some things again, and then I don't like them again. Yeah, I'm just a mess sometimes in school, So I'd say that I have really always liked languages. Like, I think that applies to almost every country in the world, but in Spain specifically, there's a lot of people that do not know any English at all, which I think that with older people is more understandable because they haven't really had any English at school. But like for people my age and years older and a bit younger, like they teach English like from starting off almost from when you can speak Spanish as well. So
wow.
it's quite impressive to me sometimes. Like I mean that languages are hard on people, but I think that I really worry because there in Spain people will study English for like almost all their school or all their school. That's maybe 8 years or so of English, and there's people that genuinely don't have any idea of English when they finish it up. So it has always struck me, and yeah, so I really like languages. I know a bit of German too. I used in school, and I really liked it as well. And I really like, as well as Rail, I like a lot of Greek and Roman mythology and story.
Do you have a favorite? Sorry, do you have a favorite myth?
Favorite myth. So this is a bit personal, right? So, but in school, like in my school, when you reach, I think it's, I don't know how the American schooling system goes, but I think I was like 16 years old when that's equivalent to 4th grade here. It's weird. I don't know if you can call it grade or something. Let's just say I was 16, right? And we had to make some kind of how do you say it? A play, like in a theater,
Yeah.
And all the school was there to see me just play. So we were talking about, I think it was Perseus,
Yeah, Perseus.
The one that they made a book like Percy Jackson. I read that book too. And I like them. Do you know them?
I know of them, but I never read them. I know they involve the Greek mythology.
So teenager me loved those, right? So I used to. So we made that play, I think. Now I'm not thinking, but I really like that myth. And in that play, I played Hercules.
I don't remember who Hercules was. In the myth.
You don't know Hercules. Hercules.
Oh, Hercules. Yes.
So in Spanish, you say Hercules, right? So Hercules.
Nice.
I think that's the Roman name, and I think Hercules is Greek. I don't know. So I played this guy, and this guy role on the play was just to come at the very end of it, and just save some guy that was tied into stone, and just do some poses and say I'm cool while doing it. So I just sat there doing poses with my arms and saying I'm going to save you, don't worry. But everyone in the theater was laughing, and I mean,
that's great.
It was a bit. I think I didn't. I'm not really a shy person when it comes to these things, so I wasn't too worried about. But some people were like, "Are you mad? Why are you doing this?" So yeah, it was pretty. It was quite something, I'd say. So yeah, that would be my favorite myth. Do you want to move into Conscriptorium to check it out a bit now?
Yeah, another idea is we can walk back through the city from the other side, and that kind of shows it off from another angle. Would you like
you want to go into another? What do you mean?
Like the same route that we took down here, but reverse. So we see the same stuff just from the other side. I think that would be cool.
Like going from here, so.
Sure, wherever. Just
I think
spend
we've
a little
shown
more time here.
I think we've shown pretty much all of it, but whatever.
Okay, yeah, let's move to Conscriptorium then. All right, where are we now?
So we're now at Conscriptorium. We're just going to take a walk here. I'm not very much on the battle time, so we'll just not fight anyone. We'll just walk here. We're on a peaceful visit. Yep.
Very good. How has there been anything that you studied in school that has influenced how you've made Monumenta?
Right. So yeah, actually yes. So when I was like, so this was probably when I was 17, I think. So we have like this subject at my high school that after you actually made your your secondary education, you can just choose to do something more inclined to sciences or to social sciences, right? And I chose to do one branch of it that had one subject that was art history. And I'd say that art history pretty much influenced a lot of it. I personally really like architecture. I can't say I take much inspiration of it because sometimes I just go full on chaotic on it. But I'd say that some part of it, yeah. So art history definitely changed something. Specifically, I think art history teach me how to do domes because I just made flat ceilings before, and it just pretty much set me up to do something that was not just flat stone on the ceiling, you know.
For sure. Well, cool. Very good. Let's actually knocked a block there. What is the most difficult problem that you've encountered on Monumenta?
Difficult problem? Like, what do you mean? Like,
well, for some people it's like bugs, but has there been anything that just has really stumped you, has really been a problem for you to overcome? I don't know if that's as much of an issue for a builder.
I mean, I haven't really been around something that much. I think that probably was something that was solved in like a second. I think I destroyed Thorium a couple of times by doing some big brush or something. And I just panicked and called Rusty Square or something, and they just fixed it for me.
Well, if you haven't done that, you're just not trying. Everyone has to ruin things once.
But I'm careful now. I haven't broken something in pretty much a long time, which is weird because in real life I used to break a lot of things.
Nice.
I probably have some curse. I mean, probably my ancestors hurt someone very badly, and they just cast something on me, and I just break everything I come across. There
you go, and now you got scarred knees.
Yeah.
That are ready for battle. I love that line of yours.
Yeah.
What's your most embarrassing skill issue moment in Monumenta?
My most embarrassing what?
It's a meme skill issue. Like, what's your most embarrassing death or failure when actually playing Monumenta? When you did, even if you're not that active now.
So I can't really remember one point, one specific point, but I think I fell into void and lose all my stuff. And I think one time I just hit the lava with everything, and it was just really painful, you know. I just say it was. You can pretty much choose any of my wipes for it.
Which dungeon is the most dangerous for you? Like, what are you most at risk of wiping in?
Like, I think Rail solved something about this, but it's yellow for me.
Really? That's surprising.
Like, I don't know if it's yellow because pink could be as well. Well, I just have a thing with Void, right? Void really likes me. I do not really like Void, but Void loves to pay me a visit and send me straight into it. And I just have some kind of magnet that goes into it, right? So I'll just fall into Void sometimes, and because I'm a bit dumb sometimes, and I'll just fall into it. So yeah, that's a bit annoying. Feeling. I'd say any dungeon that has Void, it's just bad for Tatsu.
I never knew this was here. Cool.
Yeah, actually, there's a couple of this. We can show some if you want as we go.
Yeah, here. This is our reward for watching the interview this far.
There's a trapdoor here that goes up. Well, we'll find it later, I guess.
Sure.
Yep.
What do you wish the player base would stop doing? It could be like actually demotivating or just kind of annoying.
I mean, I think I'm not sure. I think as far as I've seen, I haven't really engaged much in any players' channels lately because I've been working on projects mainly. But so I can't really say there's something that really pisses me off about players. I just hang with them sometimes, and I just think it's okay.
Nice.
So no problem there. I mean, maybe if they just started doing something annoying at a build they made, I think that's probably something something that another dev is going to tell you it's annoying if they are doing something, especially to their content or on a chat, they are just being annoying or saying something like 100 times. But I haven't had that experience, so I'd say I don't have much problem with it.
Well, good. Why is Monumenta special to you?
Right, so it's special because I think, like, as I said, I really like to build in Minecraft. Like, I've had my stages of life where I play Minecraft sometimes and then I don't. But it's pretty much the first game I ever played. And for sure, it's one of the games I've played the most. It's definitely the game I've played the most in my entire life.
Same.
So, yeah, it's just something special. You know, it's nostalgic, but it's not just nostalgia because it's something that's really important on the present right now for me. So, it just does a space to come to and chill and do some building and enjoy, like, just putting two and two together.
How many hours do you think Conscriptorium took you to make? Just as we're running through it, the density of things like this wooded area.
So I do not tend to take to measure time to what I make, but I think Conscriptorium took. I'm not a very hard worker on dungeons, right? I get demotivated sometimes really quickly, so I just have to leave the computer for a while and then just come back the next day or in some hours and just continue. And so Conscriptorium probably took a heavy lot. I think it was one of the last things to be made on. Not made because I think I started Conscriptorium. Conscriptorium I think was the first branch to be started and it was the last branch to be finished. Because of that and also because I'm a bit of a perfectionist now. Well, not a bit. I'm a heavy perfectionist. So I just love the details. You know, like there's like several vines here. There's trapdoors everywhere. There's paintings everywhere. Right. So there's a lot. Well, careful there. So there's a lot of things to be placed, and I just don't never have enough of placing things. You know.
I can tell. Yeah. That's awesome.
So that's one thing. Yeah. So I think it takes me a lot more time to make things that probably other devs here. And I want to show you another secret up here if you want to check it out. So yeah, pretty much. I'd say I'm a slow builder, but I think it pays off.
Okay. What are your hobbies outside the game?
So outside the game, yeah, there's an builder if players want to check it out. I mean, you can go into spectator view.
That's great. Nah, I'll just keep chat disabled.
Yep. So
That's
my hobbies.
awesome.
Let me think because for some reason my mind decided to be blocked right now.
Yeah, just what do you do outside Minecraft?
Oh yeah.
Fun?
I'm pretty much I'm a pretty heavy bookworm, I'd say. Like I read a heavy lot. Like I finished several books in like 2 days or something.
Very nice. What
So
are some of your
sometimes
favorites?
what do you say?
What are your favorites or your favorite authors? What do you like to read? What genres?
Oh, well, I really like my favorite genre is fantasy. So I like everything that has fantasy on it. I really like Jim Butcher. It's from the Dresden Files. Mm-hmm. I really like Robert Jordan, The Wheel of Time.
Yeah.
I absolutely. It was one hell of a ride, I must say. It was so good, so good. I really enjoyed it.
Have you read
And I
Brandon
also,
Sanderson outside of
yeah,
Wheel of Time?
that was going to be the next name.
Nice.
Yeah, I like Sanderson a lot. But yeah, I want to read something else. I've read some John Wine too. I don't know if you know about him.
No, sorry. John who?
John Wine. I don't know
No,
if that's
sorry.
how you pronounce it. Yeah, he made 4 books. The first one is called Malice. Yeah, I like I like his books a lot, but I think that my personal favorites right now are Wheel of Time and Dresden Files. I'm reading Dresden Files now. I'm in book 8, and it's been one of the most amazing experiences on books.
I've heard great things. Do you read them in Spanish or English?
Oh, so like Wheel of Time, I read it for in Spanish because it's translated. But for some reason, no one has translated Dresden Files yet, so I'm just reading it all in English. At first, it was a bit annoying because I didn't know many words, and I started reading, the Witcher books.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
I started reading them, and they had a lot of words that I couldn't quite put together. But I think that influenced it because I think in The Witcher they use a more archaic type of language, type of English.
For sure.
And in Dresden Files, it's more like a contemporary thing, so it's easier to read. So I'm not having a hard time. I think I had a harder time before because I used to note all the words that I didn't know, and I just look it up into a dictionary later. And it was really annoying because I didn't end up reading anything.
Oh, that's very in-depth of you. I love that answer. What has surprised you most about making Monumenta?
What has surprised me most? So, I think like it's really surprising for me, like the willpower that we sometimes have as a team. Like,
yeah.
Rail said that like we are not an indie develop game team. We are pretty much we're here for free and to make a game that's enjoyable for players. But it's pretty amazing when a project starts coming to the end of the line and it just we're on a schedule. I think one of the key elements is being on a schedule here. So when we're really on a schedule, I think that it's pretty amazing how to see when some developers just put together and start rushing it. Like we've had several projects that I'll just be working on it, or some other dev will be working on it, and then we'll just start doing it on the end of the line, and then a lot of devs will come, and it will be done like in 2 days. It's finished. It's amazing. Like when we start moving into finishing something, it just goes so fast that it's quite unbelievable the power we have to make something quick, and it really strikes me as something. And I would not say weird, but it's something that really hits me because, as I said, I'm a very slow builder. So when someone does something that so fast, it just I can't process it in my mind. It just explodes. You know?
Well said. What is your fondest memory of Monumenta?
My fondest memory, right? So you mean about gameplay, right? Or you mean about
it could be anything. Could be playing, could be developing, or one of each.
Or what?
Or one of each. It could be something that you saw as a player or something on the development side.
So I'd say I especially treasure the times when I first started the Monumenta. I mean, I'm not saying that because I don't enjoy being a dev, but I really like being a developer. I think it's the piece of Monumenta that I enjoy the most. But I think that my most treasured memory is probably when I was a player and I was still working through the dungeons. Like I met a previous dev. You know Forte, right?
Do I know what's the name?
Forte.
Oh yeah, Forte. Yeah.
Yeah. So when I first started, I used to play Monumenta with Forte. We'd run dungeons with him, and then Derelius came around sometimes and helped out. And
cool.
I really enjoyed that time, right? So I had I was there with friends running some dungeons, and I treasure that memories a lot because it was just so good. Like coming around saying, "You want to run a dungeon? Yeah, I want to run a dungeon." And it's something that
Comfy.
I really enjoy it. It's something precious to me.
I just want to say I love those little tidbits like we just explored. Those side
Yeah,
passages in the walls.
I'm trying to go around some things that I
Those are
remember.
so good.
Yeah, Conscriptorium is a bit tricky sometimes.
What's your favorite non-Minecraft video game?
Oh, I think you got hit with night vision, did you?
Nope.
Oh, fair. So, I have two takes here. No, I have three takes, right? I think two of them are going to be controversial. One is not. So, I really like Stardew Valley, like a lot. Have you played it?
Yes, I have.
So Stardew Valley is one of my favorite games. It was a great experience overall. I really enjoyed going around with my little farm. I really like games that are just you sitting there and doing stuff, and then you can just leave and not doing more stuff.
Sure.
And you don't have to go straight down the line that the game wants you to. I think I am totally biased though, because my computer is quite nasty, and I can play anything that does not come from an indie team that does not use 600 pixels or more. So yeah, I think I'm biased, but that's a game I like a lot. I also play some League of Legends sometimes with friends. It's not something I play a lot. I just play one game with my friends because they like it, and I'll just have a chill time with them. And sometimes I'll play Genshin Impact sometime with my friends.
Very good. What are some of your other various favorite things? Movie, TV show, musical artist, color?
So my favorite color is red. Since I was a kid, I had that stage. So this is very personal, but I just want to state it so it can be on the record. I went through an emo stage on my teenage years. So for like a year or so, my favorite color was black, because I'm original. That's it. But now, then I just came up to the realization I was just being dumb, and my color is red. As for my other things I like, as I said, I really like reading, like mostly fantasy, but I really like anything related to crime. I used to watch a lot of real crime documentaries. I'm studying criminology, so it's quite something I enjoy watching. I think it's really interesting. Some documentaries. Do you know JCS Criminal Psychology?
No, I don't. Sorry.
So it's a channel of a really talented guy that makes some videos.
YouTube. Yes, I've seen a couple of those.
Yeah. So that guy makes some videos. There's one that specifically blew up. That's like what pretending to be crazy looks like.
Mm-hmm. I've seen that one. Yeah, the YouTube algorithm just loves sharing that.
My favorite one is one that says that showcase a guy that's built as an anti-hero, right? And I think it's called well, I don't remember what it's called, but it just shows a guy that is questioned. So like most of his videos are just some people being questioned, and they just it just breaks down what's happening, like the psychological processes and the legal process and all. And you just you see it so clearly, and it's so satisfactory to see it, And that one I specifically like it because they sent in a guy that's having a hard time, but then they picture him as some kind of thing, and you end up liking the guy, right? So they just show it to you how it is and the process and all, and it's really, really enjoyable. I really like that one.
Cool.
And I think you asked also about music.
Mm-hmm.
So I pretty much just go with what with some videos I end up looking, or some bands I end up looking on. I do not take myself very on one direction, but not as the group, like on one direction of music genre, you know. But lately, I've been hearing a lot of gorillas.
A lot of what?
Gorillas.
Oh yeah. What are your favorites?
So like I think that my very favorites are the ones that are the most famous. I like Happy Feel Good Inc.
Mm-hmm.
And I like I think my favorite song is There.
Really? Yeah.
I
It's
think
so weird.
it's really famous, but yeah, I mean it just hits so good.
Mm-hmm.
That song I just really enjoy it. It's and I really like Clint Eastwood too.
Dude,
Yeah,
Clint Eastwood's my favorite.
yeah, Clint Eastwood is
Oh
so
gosh,
good.
they're good.
And Dirty Harry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I like that. I'm not much into rap as a genre for music, so I like Dirty Harry for the very beginning and the end. But when the rapper comes in, I mean, it's fine, but it's just not all my thing, you know. So I really like that song. I think the rhythm it has, like the instrumental, is probably one of the best things you might have done on that song. It's unbelievably good. But
It
yeah.
is. Dude, you're just speaking my language. I actually made an edit a while back of Clint Eastwood that's just the parts I like. Faded in and took out the
Yeah,
rap.
but I think that
It's
Clint Eastwood actually does the rap more to my liking, right? So when
sure.
the big ghost comes and starts rapping, I think
Mm-hmm.
it's I actually enjoy pretty much that part. I like the sunshine on a back thing a lot more,
Oh gosh, it's so
but
good.
but when the rapper comes there, I quite enjoy it too. It's not that as in Dirty Harry, I don't enjoy it as much.
For sure. And favorite movie?
I'm not really a movie guy at all. Like I've seen maybe 3 movies in all my life.
Wow.
I'm not I'm
Okay.
exaggerating a bit here,
That's
but I can say like, um, I'd probably say like my parents, especially my father, is a big fan of the movies Home Alone.
oh yeah.
So my father just um can't get over after all these years about the scene where a guy is his head with a hammer. I think they sent a rat on top of his face or a cockroach or something, and it made my father wheeze, and he pretty much made me watch all the films, and they just I can't leave my head. They live rent free right now.
That's
You know,
great. Very good. What do you what do you draw from most for building?
what you mean?
Inspiration. Like what inspires your builds, if anything? Could be real life or video games, or
So
is this all just completely original?
right, so I say that it's not something specifically for every building. Like, my inspiration for Conscriptorium was like, we have this block here. Yeah, let's go with that. Like, we have this block here. It has books, right? Let's just put some blocks. Okay, that wood looks nice with it. I like it. Let's just add some depth to it. Okay, now it looks better. And maybe some green here so it looks overgrown. Right. And then we put a stair here so it goes up and so I'm really a chaotic builder. So sometimes with Conscriptorium I'll just pick a block and do stuff with it and it comes up like that.
That's awesome.
But sometimes like I'm working on something else now on another dungeon that's coming up on Region 3, which I can say something or they're going to kill me. But for that dungeon, I pretty much grabbed my computer. I went into Google and I said, uh, fantasy building or something like that. And I think that if you look within the 21st pictures that show up, I think my inspiration for one of the buildings is there.
Cool.
No exaggeration there. So it pretty much depends on the thing. I'm really chaotic when it comes to building. Sometimes I'll just get an idea, and since I do not plan stuff much, like I've seen Nover build, and he plans his stuff a heavy lot, and it's really awesome to see how he goes around placing things together. but I'll just place a bookshelf and I'd say maybe it looks better if I place another bookshelf next to the bookshelf. Really chaotic stuff.
Sounds like it. Tell us something about you that I would never have thought to ask you in the first place. Like, what's a question, if you could have asked me a question to ask you, what would it be? So you can tell us something crazy about yourself.
Let me think.
All right, we're recording again, and we're back in the town for his answer. Chilling in the hot tub, apparently.
Yeah. So pretty much my answer for that it's. I mean, I think there's some potential funny stories to be told where I've been involved, and I'd like to talk about them because I think that they're funny. Like, for instance, I don't know if you can see my skin. You can see my skin, right?
Mm-hmm.
So my skin originally was from. It is a character from a game called Your Turn to Die. But a couple of years ago, Daya made some skins with maid outfits, and they
I remember.
a maid outfit on my skin, and I'll just have this. So this is funny. This is the skin with a maid outfit. That's one thing. And also, we talked about the fact that I attract catastrophe upon me, right?
Yeah.
So there's one other layer to that it's not only that I destroy stuff, but I also lose stuff, So I'll lose everything. Like there was one time I was abroad. I was in Germany on an student exchange, and I actually lost my phone on the train, and the train went. Like, do you know these chairs that they are pulled onto the wall, and then you will sit, and they will just be a normal seat, but when you rise, they will go into original position.
That's cool. Yeah. Another one.
Which is uncomfortable sometimes. So, clever me, I put my cell phone, my mobile phone, between my legs, right? I didn't put it in my pocket. So when I rise and went for the door of the train, because we were on the station, the phone ended up on the chair there, and the chair just went into back how it was, and the phone ended up between the seat and the wall, right? So yeah, then you have like this realization that where's my phone? Where it's not in my pocket, and then it just hits you, and you know it's in the train, and then you watch the train go by, and you were like, oh well, happens, right?
That's
so
rough. I hate
that's
that.
one thing. Actually, and this is the good ending of the story. That phone ended up back on me again. How did you say, right? So this station we went to, I think was I think there was only one station left before you hit the end of the line, right? So we just wait, and that train was supposed to go back again from where it came from, and go back to the other end of the lane, right? So it just did a 360 and it went back from where it came. Or what? 180, I think it's it, right? So when when the train came back, I just went on it again and picked up the phone, but we were too slow, and then we ended up on another station. And then you have to understand that while all this was happening, we were scheduled for a museum visit. And then how will I say my other peers that I just had to go get the train again because I had lost my phone on them. So yeah, it was quite the funny thing there. So
that's rough. I'm glad you got it back.
Yeah.
What countries have you been to? Spain, obviously.
What?
Germany.
Yeah. So I've been in. So right. So here in Spain, you know that we are between France and Portugal, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I haven't actually visited Portugal or France, which is weird, I guess. I haven't had much time from it yet, but there's like this really, really small country in Spain, up through the mountains in Spain that's called Andorra.
Hmm?
I don't know if you've ever heard of it.
I heard
It's
of it. I
famous
don't know much about it.
It's famous on the YouTubers in the Spanish YouTuber community because it's where some streamers will go uh, to do some tax evasion. So
Gotcha.
right, that country actually has like some really low taxes, right? So some streamers here in Spain, streamers get pretty much a lot of their money taken from the state. Like it's quite enormous here. So they'll just go into that country that's really nearby, and people speak Spanish too, and they'll just be there, and they don't have to give us many money.
Sure. Yeah.
So I went there. There's actually a really famous bathhouse. Is that how you say it? Where there's hot water, and then you just go there to chill.
Yeah. Yeah. Bathhouse is a word. We might say spa. In
Yeah, but
America.
it's more like it's not. I mean, of course, there's a spa thing, but it's more like there's like huge pools of hot and cold water. Like it's really enormous. And
Sure.
then people,
Bathhouse, hot
and
spring,
then
something like that.
since taxes are lower there, people also go there to buy things because it's cheaper. But if you buy too much, then when you're crossing the frontier, a cop may stop you and will say, "What do you go in the trunk there?" Right. So I remember that time that my father went to visit there and came back with a huge box of tobacco and like a huge bottle of some type of alcohol that I smelled it and I said, I don't know how you can be drinking this. So he went back because I think he had a hockey match. I used to play hockey too with skates, and my father was my trainer for some time. And he went there and he came back with that, and I was like, oh well, of course.
Very
And the
good.
box of tobacco was so huge that I could store probably like I don't know. It was bigger than most things you'd have in Europe, right?
Gotcha. Well, those are great stories, man. Do you have any like final concluding statements? Anything you want to say while you still got the spotlight
Um,
to our audience, to our players who watch this?
yeah. I guess I'm going to say that there's been a lot of hype regarding Vision 3, and they're still growing. But I think with what we've accomplished here, and we've just seen the very tip of the iceberg here
Oh,
on
yeah.
the review. I think the players should have the who are excited are not going to be left unsatisfied with what is going to be coming. I think that it's going to be really really awesome, and I think that they will really love it.
Glad to hear. I agree. Well, thank you so much for the interview, Tatsu. Thank you all for watching and supporting us and playing our game. We sure appreciate you. Bye.